It's Brice and Wen with the challenge breakdown. It's Brice and Wen with the challenge breakdown. It's Brice and Wen with the challenge breakdown. And we are back with your challenge breakdown as Wendell is breaking down some wings.
God, this is some man.
Episode 5.
That is crazy.
Do that to me, Hatchie.
That is nuts.
My dinner.
Oh my God.
I was eating the ribs, bro.
Oh, that don't look like a rib.
Onions.
We are back with the challenge breakdown. I am your host, Wendell Holland, and I am here with my good brothers, Hatchie. How you feeling?
What's up? Fresh off the premiere last night. Feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
Oh, how was that?
It was actually very, very great. Very successful night.
Yes. I'm joined by the purplest of the purple, Wendell Holland. How are you feeling?
I'm doing good. I was indulging in my dinner, and then all of a sudden, Wendell Holland had to hit record on me. It was very foul of you, perp. But I'm done.
Worries.
I'm ready to pod.
Yes, we are excited. We're just back from New York for the kickoff of Brice and Wen Present Tour 47. New York was an absolute fantastic time. We did our big one in New York. And if you missed it, no worries. We'll be back in New York on December 18th for the season finale. We're headed to Dallas next week.
Or we're coming to a city near you. You feel me?
We are coming to a city near you. We'll be in Los Angeles the following week, October 9th. Following that, we'll be in Nashville, October 23rd. If you've never been to a Brice and Wen Present event, you're missing out. Come join the fun. You can click the link in the Brice and Wen Present Instagram bio or Twitter and click the link and come join us. It's definitely a great time. This is the challenge breakdown, but you know, we always breaking down Survivor.
Indeed. We are on the road. We'd love to see y'all out. Even if y'all are watching us for the challenge, y'all need to come kick it with us at any of these events. We're across the country, and they are lit. Hatchie.
You.
Shall we get into this challenge breakdown episode?
Yes, we can. So the name of this episode was called An Era Tradition. I don't know what this title had to do with anything part of the episode. Maybe the fighting that was ensuing later on in the episode. Maybe, you know, they were trying to allude to that, but we can get to that when we get to it. Nothing really happened in the beginning for me. I just wanted to point out, though, they were talking about this whole vacation alliance. So what do y'all have to say about this vacation alliance?
It's real.
It's real, and if you do something and you're bold with something, then you go in these games, they're going to look for any reason to put any kind of alliance on you or make you a target. And hey, if y'all are running around on vacations, I think they said they went on one vacation together.
Right.
Nonetheless, we've seen them on their Instagrams doing a lot of stuff together. So whether they went on one vacation and that's just the name of it, we know y'all are good friends with each other. Y'all protect each other. Y'all, you know, so let's call a thing a thing. Y'all got an alliance.
Right. Perp.
I mean, yeah, it's like y'all are friends. We've seen you on podcasts, Johnny Bananas podcast together. We see y'all hanging out. So it definitely is a thing. It is funny because the internet did name them. You know, I was definitely in the comments giving names over the summer to it. So yeah, it's funny, but I also understand the need to want to like push away from it and not want to make it a thing. But clearly we see there is a voting block. If you've watched the challenge for the last 6 seasons, you know that there is a pattern. So it is interesting to see the vacation club.
The vacation club. I find it, was it a timeshare? I find it interesting. I find it interesting that some of them lean into it. And some of them just, some of them are like, nah, we went on it. But some of them are like, yeah, y'all know what it is.
Right. And it's funny to see that like now the new guns are the ones taking over, and the old heads are taking a step back. Like that used to be us, but like y'all got it now.
Mm-hmm.
But we can get right.
Well,
we can get what?
But we see at some point, Rachel's an old head. But she is one of them. And when she was like, I'm activated now. You know what I'm saying? Like there are people that it's like, we're watching this old guard. They've been in it for mad long, and now they're like, all right, we're not gonna stay up drinking with y'all. We're gonna go sleep. That's how I feel. I'm going to sleep. But if y'all poke the bear enough,
well, they poked the bear tonight for sure.
Yeah, and I also just feel like, and I love Rachel, but I also feel like there's seasons, right? There's spring, summer, and fall.
There's one more.
And winter.
There you go.
But I also feel like, well,
right.
I'm glad, Rachel, you are activated, but I hate to tell you, girl, you ain't really got no other choice, my sister. I would hope that you are activated because you gonna be a target whether you like it or not.
Yeah,
because your numbers are dwindling. So I'm glad you started your car, sis, because it's winter and you should have been started it.
Winter came. Winter's here.
Okay. It's now the time to go out and start your car and go back in and finish getting ready, sis, because you gotta let your engine warm up a little bit. Before we get into anything.
Yeah, where there it is. I knew it was coming.
Tyrone Jenkins.
That's a fresh shirt.
It's definitely a Brice Izyah shirt.
Brice, yeah.
I love it. Again, the collars are, he likes big collars. I also feel like the collars are up a little bit. I don't think the collar is supposed to start at your shoulders. I think it's supposed to.
I think you have kind of big too.
Right.
It's a shoulder pad collar.
You have collar bones that I believe the collar is supposed to lay on it. They don't call it shoulders, right? Like on the like that's why they call it a collar, because it sits at your collarbone. So they should call this a shoulder. But TJ loves pockets. These pockets are big, but I like the shirt.
Brice, did we see the cut of the shirt? Because if this shirt landed about an inch below his belly button, then we would.
The belly shirt, it's definitely a Brice shirt.
It's a true Brice Izyah shirt.
I don't know why y'all.
He didn't have a belly shirt on last night though. He was good.
I did. I had a
it wasn't belly in though.
That's because I don't have a belly for it's a belly. But you guys are the uncles, and you need to keep up with the fashions. You need to.
I got a belly. I ain't wearing no belly shirts.
Brice's new name is Belly Furtado.
No, it should be Joey. I knocked on Joey's door the other day. Okay. His belly answer. Okay.
I was asleep. What? I don't care. I get my rest when I can get them.
So I have a question for y'all.
Sure.
And I know it starts off slow, whatever, but we do have we had a little talk of Josh and how a little birdie told him on the way to the elimination, hey, they want you to self-nominate because like they're all going to self-nominate because they think you're about to. So
that's I wonder who told this to him though.
He's in the Vacation Alliance, right? They got birdies.
And so, like I said, I stand by what I stand by. I'm not mad at Josh, right? It's clear this episode, everybody is playing an individual game. So why would I want to nominate myself when I know the big dog CT? Like, I'm not mad at Josh. Like, Josh is trying to win. Josh wants a belt, and I want to see Josh get a belt. So I'm not mad. Do you guys change your thoughts on your opinions of last week of him not stepping up?
I'm more, I don't know. I don't think I flip-flop, but I think if I start seeing people play their individual games, I'm going to start playing my individual game. So I'm not mad at that, but if I gave every single person my word, I don't know. I can't say what I would do in that situation.
I think we were given new information this episode.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now that we know what Birdie talked to him, it wasn't, hey, I'm watching down the line and I'm just being a little punk. It was, oh, somebody schooled me to the game before we even walked in here. I saw that game happening and I'm good.
And who's to say that somebody else wouldn't have done the same thing that he did?
Right. That
Given
being
this
said,
information.
Kylan said, "This is strike one. I ain't playing baseball." So Kylan's activated. Let's go.
Even if we are playing baseball, I wouldn't want to strike. I know
That-
it's 3 strikes and you're out, but I'm not playing for strikes. I'm hitting homers, grand slams.
And
I'm
Kylan said,
bunted.
Kylan said, "You know what? We're gonna have a barbecue, and I'm gonna lay on this little couch and
Chill.
kiss
Don't bring. It's a wound. It's an open wound, bro.
Woo! He
Don't
said,
do
"This
that to
ain't
me.
baseball, but we gonna play some tonsil hockey, okay?" Pause. Okay. We also had another.
Theo's really a giant.
Who?
Theo's really a giant.
He was like 6'6".
Mm.
We also had another little hookup in the house. Devin and Michelle.
Oh yeah. I thought that was old news though, but I guess that was for it all came out because of this season. So
Are you in the vacation club?
a little bit, Challenge T keeps me hit a couple little things here and there.
Shout out to Challenge T.
Here's a fun fact. Joey loves to send in the group messages the Challenge T content. So
we try to stay up.
You gotta stay informed. I don't look at it too much though, because sometimes I don't want it to spoil me about what's happening. They're known for that too. So,
and we also get a conversation the next day. Nehemiah talks to Devin about possibly working together. Devin says he'd have to do it. Tori would have to be involved.
I like Devin because Devin always stands 10 toes down on whatever he says. I used to not like his type of game, but he's very methodical and he stands 10 toes on everything. So
is it easy to keep your word when you have the numbers and you're in the alliance?
Well, it depends who you're making your word with. If you're making it with an outsider, then maybe not as easy because you got a bunch of people standing in front of them.
And he said he had to go clear it. He had to clear it, and it wasn't cleared. So
make it clear.
Yeah.
And use Wendell.
Before we go in, it's important to know that the targets this week from Era 1 are CT and Tina. Era 2, Nehemiah, Emily. Era 3, Devins and Tori. Era 4, Kylan and Olivia.
Can I make a comment real quick? I didn't notice until this episode. Tina looks really good. Like she looked like she was in the gym and working out, and like she was on her dean this whole like off season. So salute to her.
Salute to her. A lot of these women are very strong this season.
This episode, seeing Tina, I couldn't place her, but seeing her this episode, I was having flashbacks of old Tina from the old challenge. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Tina, my girl. It's so interesting to I'm looking at these people and I'm like, oh, I don't really remember them. But as I get to see more of them, I'm like, oh, I remember Tina.
Tina would turn up.
Yeah. Tina Turner. That's what we called her. Rolling on the river.
Oh, until she left a good job.
Down in the city.
We get to this challenge. It's called Fast Pass.
This was actually one of my favorite challenges. I actually really enjoyed this challenge because it forced every single person to have to communicate whether they wanted to or not.
Yeah. I thought it was interesting because CT went into it with the idea that it's a Y shape and you're going to have to maneuver it through the forest. I thought it sounds good. Turn the Y upside down and just maneuver it through the challenge. But also, I think gravity and physics play.
Yeah. It's too heavy. It was if you need multiple people, and we've seen Era 1 losing people left and right. So they're already down. How many people are already down?
3.
All their women, right? Most of their women at this point.
Wow. And Mark.
So some pretty solid numbers, people that could have easily helped in this challenge. And we saw it in the midst of this challenge, but we can get into it. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I think the basis of the challenge was you had to pick up this Y beam, navigate through a forest to get to a centerpiece where you had to get There are 8 bean bags. You had to put 4 on at a time, bring them back, go back, get the other 4, and then you had to weigh them out on a leveler. So that was interesting.
So I think me and you went in a challenge like this, we could crush something like this. But
we're good at moving things and communication for sure.
Correct. But we've seen when we were at your house doing the driveway, some people weren't good at moving things with a wheelbarrow. I'm not gonna name no names.
It wasn't me. I would be good at this challenge as well, Joey.
Yeah. We're not gonna do that.
We're not doing that because I heard that y'all had a little incident just last night. Okay.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah. It was deserved though.
So that being said, not much to talk about this challenge here. I mean,
it's much to talk about because in a certain era, I believe it was era 2, it seemed like at certain times, in order to maneuver around, you need everybody working on full cylinders. You got people just stepping off their base. And I'm confused as to, like, during the challenge, how are you looking for somebody? That threw me off. Like when they was like, "Where is Cara?"
Right.
Bitch, what do you mean? Where is Cara? This ain't no timeout. Like we're in the middle of a challenge. Like that would piss me off.
Yeah.
I have a question. In these challenges, when they have to wear their gear, are you allowed to not wear it at certain times? Because they would switch the camera and I'd see Bananas with his helmet off and just everybody else with a helmet on doing whatever, and Bananas is just like chilling without his helmet on.
I don't know.
Just it caught my attention. I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but
I don't know. Well, Air 4 wins, and I'd say great win for Kylan.
Yep.
Because he had to. Kylan is prepared.
He is. Yeah. He's locked in, and his boo ran right up to him and gave him a kiss right at the end of it too. She was right at him.
Second or 2.
Josh was pivotal in this challenge. Theo was pivotal in this challenge.
They were, but what I'm saying is Kylan was on the block.
He's on the block.
It's a team challenge, though.
But if Emily lost, it would have been him.
Emily was on the block too.
Yeah, and Emily.
What happened to Emily?
Exactly. Maya was on the block too. CT was on the block.
Kylan and Olivia fought their way off the block.
And they won.
That's what we're trying to say, Brice Izyah. Now, that being said, CT and Tina are going straight in the arena.
But they're going at each other straight first, okay? Because I did feel like there only could be one cook in the kitchen. And so I felt like era 1, it was Derek screaming something, CT telling y'all to put it up. CT, pro tip number 1.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. They was everything but simple.
Did y'all hear Laurel? He said, yo, they're telling me all this and that. He said, my back is cooked. Literally said that.
Poor Darrell. And he's still in it. Something's gonna happen. He's gonna be out of there.
Yeah.
Whether it's an injury or God forbid, or he goes down there and someone's gonna get him out of there just because and Darrell's a beast, but your back is cooked.
Father time.
What is the key to this wide challenge? Is it that you just continue to rotate? Like what's the key here? What advice could you give to era 1?
I think you have to communicate. You got to see ahead, see what's coming, and then know how to turn which way to navigate around which set of trees.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how easy it would be to flip it up sideways. I don't know.
Because that you lose your leverage if one of the things is in the air.
Yeah, but if you flip it up sideways and pull the 2 beams down close to the ground, as close as you can get. So instead of holding them super high, at least you're down a couple feet. So now it's like people can hold it here and here and here. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the best way to do it is you just continue to turn it and rotate it, and then you drop some ends and others, and you go, and you remember the path that you go. So that way it's like, it's like turn left, turn right, dip round, and continue to go. And I think
We
that
didn't even see era 4. Like they were doing so well that the cameras weren't even on them this time. They were just focusing on everybody else that was failing miserably.
You know what? I think a good, and Theo is 620. I think a good way to do that would be maybe a diagonal, maybe not holding it flat, but having Theo hold it as high as he can over here, so that you have
like,
so that
low,
in here,
with a little hook in it or something. Yeah.
Hook and ladder. What's up?
Right now.
When you 6'6", it probably could hook a little.
We get to the nominations. Kylan and Olivia are talking to them. He's talking to Tori and Devin and Nehemiah and Emily.
Before we get to the nominations, it's important to know that Rachel, it's not Rachel, it's CT and what's homegirl's name? CT and Tina essentially are like, we'll go against whoever. And it's important for us to maybe go into these deliberations and not say nothing.
That's how you know you're a dog, though. If you're just like, yo, I don't care. Put whoever down here. I'll go against whoever. Y'all talk it out. Like, we don't care.
And it's also great strategy because, like, look, I'm not telling y'all who I'm scared of or not or whatever. Exactly. Let the cards fall where they will.
Now, this is where I got a little prickly.
All right, come on, Mr. Pear.
All right,
because we see early on in the episode, Nehemiah, we talked about it, goes to Devin. Devin says that he needs to bring it to Coral. And then, I mean, not Coral, to Laurel. I mean, to Tori.
Okay, correction, because we're about to get you.
17 different people.
Listen, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Coral ain't been on a challenge for a decade.
Right. Okay, shout out to Coral, though.
Coral's a dog.
Yeah.
She is, but I remember her more from the real world. Okay, Coral was that girl. And so we also see clips of Nehemiah going to Kylan saying that there is larger alliances that are working within, and so it's not really a fair shot. And so Nehemiah brings that up. And immediately Devin and Tori are like, now wait a minute, baby. You talk about deals, you try to make us a deal and we turned you down. And I feel like everybody's like, ooh, they caught Nehemiah. But I don't look at it like that. Like, y'all have an alliance, right? Like, so what is Nehemiah supposed to do? I feel like Nehemiah approaching them is like, you're trying to play the game, and of course they're going to shut you out. That's what he is shedding light to, that it's like, there's no way around this. So I disagree with Devin and Tori essentially being like, you're talking about we're making deals, you trying to make a deal with us. Like, no, there is no other option for this man. Like, you guys are the corporation.
My whole problem with this whole deal thing is, like, what is the purpose of these deals? Either you're going in or you're not. Like, I don't see the point of these deals, honestly. I really don't. You don't put us down now, and we're not going to put you in later. Like,
yeah, you make a temporary deal, and then you know,
it never works in these things ever.
Yeah, it works. Maybe it'll work to save you tonight. So yeah, you're in scramble mode. Go try to scramble. And I don't know how I feel about Nehemiah pulling Kai before they walk in or whenever it was and saying, hey, look, Devin tried to make a deal with me. That sounds very, dare I say, Big Brother-esque, because they be, on that, whatever maneuver.
Yeah.
Shady. But it's like, Nee, you were the one that tried to make a deal with Devin. So y'all are all about to sit down and talk this thing out. So it's verifiable.
But Devin did try to make a deal with him.
But Devin, he never denied it.
No, Nehemiah tried to make a deal with Devin.
No. So what was Devin bringing back to Tori? Was that not a deal?
He had to clear it.
Yeah, but clear what? A deal.
No, they didn't do it.
He never did it.
Okay, Brice, if I hand you a contract, I'm trying to make a deal with you. If you take it, and you're like, all right, I'll take a look at this with my partner.
Right.
No. And then you say no. So, you try to make a deal with me. I didn't bring you the paperwork.
You taking it back to your partner shows it's like buying a house. I'm trying to buy it. Joey is my broker. I want to buy a house from you. I go to Joey. I send you an offer. You could deny the offer, but we in negotiations. We in bed together.
No, it's who is trying to make the deal. You tried to make it with me. And I'll venture to say Devin was probably sitting there not wanting to make a deal, but saying, oh, let me check it out. Let me ask my partner.
So political answer. Game,
political answer. Yeah.
So he don't have to. Yeah.
You're playing the game.
They're all playing the game.
Right.
But it's no. The question is, who pitched the deal to who?
I mean,
he lied to Kylan and said, yo, he tried to give me a deal. No.
And that's why Devin corrected him right on the spot.
I mean, yeah, did Nehemiah stretch the truth a little bit? What else is he supposed to do?
What else is he supposed to do? Go down there and okay. So you lie.
He didn't lie.
5 minutes later, all y'all are in the same room.
He didn't lie. Like Devin did, Devin.
Nehemiah came to Devin and said, let's make a deal.
No, okay, so if you come to me, we enter a room. Ask me a question, Wendell.
Brice, let's make a deal.
End scene. Joey, were Wendell and I just talking?
Yes.
No.
Scene 2. Ask me a question, Wendell.
Brice, let's make a deal.
Let me think about it. Joey, were Wendell and I just talking?
Yes, a conversation was had.
Okay.
But the conversation we just had in the last scene. You talk to each other. No is a complete answer.
Himself.
It is not no.
No, I'm not. What I am saying is, yeah, did Nehemiah stretch it a little bit? But him and Devins was talking. They were talking. To talk.
Devins.
To Nehemiah, Devin, talk. Hello, hey, hello. Communication, forming a bond. That's something. So it wasn't like Nehemiah was like, hey, what's up? Let me do this. Let me do that. And Devin wasn't saying nothing.
The question wasn't, hey, were you talking? No, it wasn't.
Well, like I said,
yes, we're human beings and there's interactions in life. No, it's
the challenge.
Who pitched the deal to who?
It's the challenge. Yeah, you got to sway it a little bit.
Who pitched the deal?
You're stretching this right now. You are.
Stretch Armstrong.
That's what Nehemiah was doing.
No, he wasn't. He just. Well, we didn't see the conversation, but he lied. Kai was like, "Yo," and he said, "You pitch it." Dev was like, "Nah," and we had
verbatim what he said.
We watched the conversation happen. One person pitched a deal. You can't. Yeah, Brice, can we continue, please?
I'm just saying, if you're speaking to me a deal, and I'm considering it, that's negotiations.
Okay, but who?
Okay, so if we are negotiating, that's a deal. We're negotiating a deal.
First of all, it's not a deal. Second of all, that's who. The question isn't, hey, did you guys speak to each other? The question is,
so all I'm saying is that's what Nehemiah is saying. Nehemiah is saying, yeah, he was bringing me something. Okay, yeah, he stretched it a little bit, but Nehemiah's back is in the corner.
Yes,
okay, he's in the corner. Bottom line is, moving on. Tina said it the most perfect way. She said, this is the chamber of revelations, and I'm just going to sit back and let these dipshits talk. Literally.
Oh, come on, revelations.
Something's wrong with you. So that's what they did. And we see, this is the first time that we've seen the timer run out. And I was really appreciative of it.
The part of the conversation for me was Emily was like, was I there? Don't bring me in this. I try to make no deal. Right. Emily wasn't there for the deal that Devins and Nehemiah were working.
Anyway.
So after that, I thought it was interesting because Nia and Maya and
That's
Corey,
not Nehemiah.
Nehemiah,
I know, but Nehemiah was talking to Corey.
Show us, because knowing you,
Yeah, Nehemiah and Corey were talking. They weren't talking deals.
No, they talked because Corey he ended up saying in the episode, he was like, Nehemiah is the only person that I can trust in the house.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Come on the screen, bro. You're out.
Because Corey was essentially saying in Corey's era, he feels like the people that he's working with, he can't really trust. And so, like, you know, he's spitting game to Nehemiah, like, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, my bro. And then he was saying, like, out in the streets, not a lot of people had my back. But when I met Brice and me and Brice became cool, he held me down. And so it's like, you got to find people that you click with. And so I appreciated Corey bringing me up at that point in time.
Bro, Corey did not bring your name up, not one single damn time.
Yes, he did.
Did you negotiate with him?
We didn't make a deal. Okay. If Devins brought Nehemiah that deal, Corey brought my name up in the episode. Okay.
Whatever makes your boat float.
Thank you.
So what did you all think about Cara Maria calling Laurel out right after all of this mayhem happened in the deliberations?
Brice?
Well, it's a lot to unpack because we would have to then go into Cara Maria and Michelle. Okay. Because first of all, can you imagine the awkwardness of like running into a room thinking you see your friend and throw something at him, and then you realize it's not your friend, and then you gotta pick it up and be like, "Oh, I thought you was somebody. I thought you was somebody."
So she definitely threw it at him. Like I've never made that mistake. Like, you know, your friends and you're doing that on purpose. Like, you're doing that to egg somebody on, and she's baiting. Like, Michelle's not going to fight with you, so like, why would you even try to do that? Like, what purpose does this serve right now? Like, you knew who did she say she thought it was? Didn't the person she said she thought it was? Didn't they go home already or something? It's like they're not even here.
The next time I see somebody I like, I'm gonna throw something at her, and they're like, "Oh, my bad. I thought you was Wendell.
All right.
Yeah. So like that was crazy, and then Michelle goes into the whole thing talking about like, I've done everything from try to ice her out to try to befriend her. I don't even know what to do. I don't. Brice? What did she even end up saying at that point?
So
she's
essentially
trying to crack her, and it ain't working. I've been trying to chip away. I'm using the wrong tool. It ain't working. And Laura's like, look, on Ride or Dies, you sent me and Homeboy in. You sent us packing. So why would I want to work with you? But I will say, to Michelle's credit, like Michelle's game is like, she's a social beast, and she's going to keep on trying political. She's going to keep on trying these angles. And yeah, all right, I burned you a couple seasons ago. I was getting my challenge chops. I was learning how to play the challenge.
And everybody does. Everybody throws somebody in at some point. So like,
yeah, but unless you're the Vacation Alliance, you just continue to look out for each other. But essentially, all right, I burned you then. Now it's a new day. It's a new game. And now I'm trying something. And if I'm Michelle, no, I'm saying credit to Michelle for continuing to try. And Laurel, I'm saying to you, it might help your game to start making allies with some of these people that, like, yeah, you might not like them from back in the day, and you might be the biggest and strongest woman in the house, which affords you certain things because you're a beast. You know what I'm saying? You could just bully. It's like CT how he used to be. He could just strong arm people. Like, yo, somebody say something to me. You know, I get that, but her only tool right now seems to be a hammer. It's like, if you can start utilizing this social game, you might do a little. Your road might be a little easier. That's all I'm saying.
What's the word? It might behoove you. Ooh. Okay. Thank you, Dad. That's my dad's favorite word.
When somebody show you who they are, believe them.
The first time, right?
I feel like I see what you're doing, Michelle, but like, first of all, if I'm talking to somebody and somebody say to me, okay, this conversation is getting on my nerves already. You ain't got to worry about me saying shit else to you.
Ever. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm removing myself from the situation, and I'm going to talk to everybody else in my Vacation Alliance. Okay. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. And then Cara Maria all of a sudden just pops up, and
she brought Go ahead, Brice. No, go ahead.
Yeah, she just popped up and was, getting ready to dye her hair and just catches the end of it. And then she antagonizes a little bit because she is like, Michelle, I'll be your friend outside of this. Now it's like, okay, sis, poke the bear. You're
Right.
poking.
And they have their relationship, their entire challenge existence has been weird. Like, they're cool, they're not cool, they're cool, they're not cool. They're playing freaking pickleball or badminton in the yard, and then they go back in the house 5 minutes later and they hate each other. So, like, I don't even know what to believe. Are they drunk? Are they not drunk? Like, what's happening?
Yeah. And then Cara feels like she needs to address Laurel. Now she goes up to Laurel, and the bitch essentially is saying, I don't like how you playing this game. You are treating other people like you have a pattern. You're going after specific women and this and that, and I don't like it, and you don't need to be doing that.
Standing up to the bully.
Laurel said, I was like, oh. And everyone kept saying Laurel is like so much taller and bigger. To see them arguing, it really shows the statue of her. Like, she really is stature.
Yo, I saw her statue at Hearts Reality, and I was like,
are you trying to be fun? My point is, if y'all know, if I say something wrong, but you know what it means, it's like I'm not saying nothing wrong now.
God.
So okay.
Yo, that was the dumbest thing you ever said.
No, but for real, I saw her at Hearts, and I was like, damn, she's tall.
Yeah.
She was
looking down on her when they were like arguing. Like,
yeah,
she's sizable.
Here, my thing is, in the Cara Marie and Laurel beef, I take Cara Marie's side. However, as someone that has a master's degree in sparring with words, I like the way Laurel will dominate a conversation, though. Like, I mean, in the art of arguing, I have to give it to Laurel. I mean, yeah, Laurel. I was about to say Coral. I'll give it to Coral too. But the way that she argues, right? Like, and especially with someone like a Cara Marie, who you're on your side. Cara Marie. What's her name? Cara Marie. What's her name?
Put an A on the end of that Marie.
Cara Maria.
Ding, ding yourself. All right,
that's
you on Cara Marie.
I'm on, and that's her name. I don't get I'm on Cara Marie's side. However, it's like, if you're going to pull up on the pull up, I'm gonna need you to stand on business.
Yeah, you can't start crying if you're going to interject yourself into this argument. You kind of gotta be a dog. You can't let the dog outdog you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everybody in the house like, now what is going on? Corey was minding his business. Did y'all see how in the middle of their argument, Corey just came from the back room and just walked by him?
Bro, they were all like, everybody ran into the room or the kitchen. That kitchen is weird. Can we talk about it for like 2 seconds?
Like where she was eating her sandwich?
Yeah, they were cooking. Even like Theo was scrambling eggs sitting down. Like what are we doing?
The roof, like the kitchen's at the top of the roof, it's like slanted.
It's pitched, yeah.
The kitchen looks like, you know what it reminds me of?
What?
The kitchen remind me of 33 before 33.
I knew he was gonna say that, man.
Not with the old stove. The old stove. That stove was the business, though. I cooked a lot on that joint.
And where that refrigerator was, that's what that kitchen was reminding me of a little bit. Not now. Your kitchen is beautiful now. Whether or not you got ice is a different story.
Yo, I'm gonna look at the cameras and see who left my freezer open.
Okay, let's talk about that real quick.
He's really looking at the cameras.
They say whoever smelt it dealt it, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Joey and I returned back from Wendell's house, and his freezer was like,
making noise. I didn't even know till you said something.
The freezer was like, I'm open. The freezer was coral. I'm open. I'm open.
It was coral.
I was like, I don't know what's happening. But they say whoever smelt it dealt it. Because next thing I know, Joey is sending a video.
So who was Cara Marie?
The refrigerator.
All out of water. Cried out.
All out of water.
Anyway. So these gentlemen left my freezer open and
there's nothing in the freezer.
Everything in the freezer melted.
There's nothing in the freezer to begin with.
See, Joey, mind you, that was another thing that Joey was concerned about.
Somebody robbed him.
There's nothing in the freezer.
There's nothing in there. What is? How's your freezer empty?
Because the same thing happened to me about the same thing happened to me about a month ago. So now I know to always you gotta shut it, then you gotta push it because all my stuff, I had all the Wendy's food in there. I had a lot, and it all went bad.
Yeah. Okay.
So Joey shouldn't be blamed because it tends to happen a lot.
It doesn't happen a lot.
When's the last time it happened? Why is there no food in the refrigerator?
If my freezer is screaming at y'all, and listen to it. That's all I'm saying. Don't let it scream. Y'all leaving my freezer out to dry.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he's like, no, help me.
That's what it was doing too. We can't make it.
I don't know why it's water. Why is it water in me?
I've been screaming for 2 days. Wendell ain't checking his camera. Anyway.
Back to Cara Marie and Laurel.
Yeah. And so it is interesting because then you see the people, right? Where it seems like Cara Maria has garnered this support from a lot of the people in the house that are essentially like, this is her MO. And we feel like we support you, which is like, okay. But then you have some people like Bananas that are like, this is how their relationship is. I don't understand it. Then you also have some people being like, well, Cara Maria
Kylan said, yeah, she jumped in. She did this and nobody actually asked her for her opinion. So like it takes two people to argue.
Oh, I'm sorry. What? What's that analogy?
2 people to argue.
Oh, okay. So, but it don't take 2 people to talk about a deal.
No, it takes 1 person to pitch a deal.
So it could take 1 person to argue.
No.
Who you gonna argue with? Yourself?
Right.
Go ahead.
I have a business meeting with myself every day, arguing with myself.
Wow. Argue with yourself right now.
The refrigerator was arguing by itself.
Damn.
Yo,
help me. Help me.
Hey, Brice, what does your refrigerator say?
Not too much. But the door's shut though, okay?
First second. My friend said, help me. Brice friend said, clean me.
Not too much. Don't go in my refrigerator. I don't have the same rules as y'all.
What's the rule? Don't go in there?
The rules are I can open your refrigerators.
You're good for stealing a drink or something out.
Okay.
my most important of beverages.
Right. Like you got to make.
Don't let there be a poppy in there.
Right.
Thank you for your ginger lemonade.
But anyway, so leaving out of all of that, we finally get to the arena challenge, and yeah, getting hammered. Which Tina goes, that was me last night.
Okay, that's my you know.
Okay, Brice. Okay.
Okay. Not even saying nothing, but this challenge was very interesting. 100 nails on one wall.
You got to take it out.
100 holes. You got to take the holes out with a hammer and then put them into the next wall. The nails in with the hammer. Let me just tell you this. I don't know what the hell Tina do.
Oh, she says she goes to Home Depot more than she goes to the grocery store. But the way she took those nails out of this board with the hammer and 75 nails out off the rip.
And then people are like, Emily, take it down. Emily tried it. The nails didn't even move. That's when I was like, oh, wow.
It got worse.
It got worse.
She made it worse.
You thought the refrigerator was screaming. Them nails was like it was like, wow. Like she killed that challenge. It wasn't really even close.
It wasn't close at all. And I feel like they edited it to make it look closer than what it actually was. But yeah, shout out to Tina. She crushed that challenge.
She did. She was a beast.
And then moving on to the gentlemen, Nehemiah and CT, they thought they were going to do the same thing as Tina. And they ended up looking like Emily with it. Like the music was serious. And then when CT tried it, the music kind of like, it made the stupid noise. Like you played yourself. Congratulations.
Can you imagine being Nehemiah, though? Like, you haven't played in over 10 years. The last time that you played, or not 10 years, but it's been a while.
He played All-Stars 2 years.
Okay.
But go on.
It's been 10 months. Can you imagine the last image that you saw was in the elimination with CT, and now you are forced to go in with CT? Like, if that's not a psychological...
Yeah, you got to make you feel sick to your stomach, to be honest with you. Like, yo, this guy sent me home last time I was in here, and he could potentially do it again.
Yeah.
And so they both try to do the Tina method, but it's not working. Oh. And Nehemiah is methodical. I know it's methodical, but it's Nehemiah, so I tried to do a methodical. Okay.
All right. You almost...
Go ahead.
He's methodical.
Methodical.
Okay. CT like... I need a pro tip here.
Are you going down like Young Jock? What was this all about, bro?
Meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me in the bar. It's going down. Meet me in the hood. It's going down. Anywhere I meet him, the beat to go down. Let me see your best Young Jock.
Brice, you're not doing it.
Meet me in the trail. It's going. Let me see your best trail. Meet me in the trail. It's going down. Meet me at the it's going down. It's going down. Anywhere you meet man, anywhere we meet is guaranteed.
Anywhere you meet me is guaranteed to go down.
All right. For $60, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
Name another Young Jock song.
Damn. I'm broke.
And so it was crazy.
I don't know. That's not Young Jock, I don't think.
Blow your whistle on yourself. And so Tina killed it, like, no doubt. And Nehemiah was very methodical. He took his time. He was figuring stuff out, and they edited it really well, right? Because I don't think it was as close.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. Not shocked, but I was like super happy when Nehemiah pulled it out.
I feel like he was shocked himself because, like, after he tapped the last joint in, he kind of forgot that he had to go run back to like tap the button. So, like, it was kind of like, yo, I just slayed Goliath. What do I do next? You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a fresh sight to see Nehemiah do that. I'm actually proud of him for doing that.
For sure. And for me, what the best part of the episode now is what happens when you win the eliminations, Joey.
You get to pick who's a target.
And it is very interesting because, well, clearly Brad from Era 1, he nominates himself. And then does Rachel nominate herself or does she have a choice?
She's the only one left.
So she had to go. And I feel like Nehemiah, his buck against the Breakfast Club alliance was he put up Laurel. And who did
I think there was like a sigh of relief when he did that. The rest of the house was like, thank you. Like, she's causing all this ruckus. Let's just get her in there. Whatever. Like, if she comes back, cool, but like at least we'll just throw some fire at her right now. Bananas, I feel like volunteered himself. I'm not going to talk about Corey, but you can. Go ahead.
Now, we got a lot on the line because Corey stepped up. That's why I'm wearing this shirt, because next week it's going down. I'm not playing.
What does that shirt have to do with Corey?
That don't look like Corey.
When I see Corey.
That's your face?
And his eyes.
Oh, man. Okay, Brice. Well.
I don't get what Janae was trying to accomplish at this point, because everybody's like volunteering themselves, and she was like, I'm not going to volunteer myself. So Nehemiah was like, all right, Janae, like, what was the purpose of that?
It's very clear they've made this statement when they were sitting on the bed talking, even last week, right? Where Corey was supposed to kind of jump up and he didn't, because clearly a birdie must have got to him too. Okay, because Corey ain't dumb. And so they're clearly trying to make it say like, hey, instead of these people picking us, because they're probably going to pick the same people, like, let's everybody volunteer. Now, I feel like I'm on the same point, right? Where if the group is making a decision, or if the majority in the group is saying this is what we should do, and you're an odd man out, are you a part of the group decision?
No.
That's a question.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, okay. So that's interesting how it can go. But with a deal, y'all got different rules. So Janea is essentially being like, they trying to make me go in. Well, yes, they are. And my advice to you is, if they say, do we have any volunteers? I don't think that you should be the one up there like,
right.
I think you should.
It was really dumb.
Right. I think you should take a page out of Josh and Corey's book, and you just look. Janae said, get somebody else to do it.
And then Nehemiah was like, all right, Janae.
And to add injury to insult, Janae was like, I mean, I can't. Janae.
Thank you.
Janae was like, no, because you know it wasn't Janae. It was Janea was in her head like, Nehemiah ain't gonna pick us, girl. You go ahead, stand up. That was Janae.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, way to clean it up. I like that.
Nehemiah said, you. And to all y'all naysayers talking about Josh and all of this, what happened this week? Who stepped up?
Did he step up, or did he just felt bad about? I felt bad about everybody cussing him out for not doing it last week.
He stepped up.
All right.
And then they picked Jenny, and Jenny did not look too happy.
She
about
wasn't happy at all, and I never usually watch the next week joints, but in the next week she said, "Look, I don't care if we lose everything. I'm going to volunteer myself every time, so y'all can't throw me in."
Huh?
She said she's going to volunteer herself every time to be a target.
Salute.
Is that a
I don't
good?
know if that makes sense.
If they win, she's got the power.
Oh, interesting. Wow. Power
They have the
moves.
numbers. They have the most people, I think, for the errors.
Power moves. Wow.
And it seems
Just
like
something to think about.
Era 4 and Era 3 are really locked in.
Right.
Vacation.
There you go. Where they going
Booked. Cancun. Passports.
Good episode. Good season.
It's getting interesting, and I can't wait to see what we got next week. Because, like I said, Jenny was real spicy in the next week joint. So
She's strong.
yeah, she sure is.
That is your episode 5 of the challenge. Down. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will see you next week for another one. Peace.